After 12 years of teaching, I quit my job, and yesterday I made a TikTok about the 5 things that I'm not going to miss about teaching. Today, I'm going to make one about the 5 things that I am going to miss about teaching. I'm going to start out with the honorable mention here, which is the seasons of the year. I loved decorating my classroom for each season, especially the fall. But even like homecoming season, prom, just the different time periods, winter, 2-hour delay, that type of season, I'm just going to miss because there's just like that kind of feeling that goes along with it. All right, number 5, the identity of being a teacher. And I don't want to say that I'm not like a teacher anymore, because obviously I'm still teaching here on this app, but I'm not a teacher. When people ask like, what do I do? I always have the kind of like a moment where I'm like, well, I was a teacher, but I'm not anymore. Number 4, having my own classroom. I spent 12 years in the same classroom, and I really did enjoy my classroom, but just having like a second home away from home was just nice to go to. Number 3 here is kind of like a hit or miss, but having lunch with the faculty, even if you didn't like everyone in your faculty lunch, I just enjoyed that kind of camaraderie and talking with people and hearing what's going around the school and just talking with people. I think that's really something I'm going to miss going forward. Number 2, the feeling of when a lesson goes well, and especially if you didn't, like if it's the first time you're trying it out or you didn't think a part was going to go well. Every single year I feel like I tried out new lessons, and whenever something went well, that just feeling of like, oh yes, they got it and this lesson's going to be one I reuse, like, oh, that just moment was something I'm going to miss. And lastly, number 1, and I know this is going to sound cheesy, but the students. This does not mean all of the students, because obviously there's students that you're just not going to vibe with. But the relationships and like the memories you make with students is just something I'm going to miss. I loved when students would just come to me, talk to me, ask for advice, even just want to be in my classroom because they felt it was like a safe space to be. I know it sounds cheesy because, again, it wasn't every student. There were behaviors that really were a part of why I left, and those interactions were part of the reason why it's tough to be a teacher. But again, number 1 has to be students.